Uh, Days to get them to the closing table.
Right.
Their lender had, at the last minute, finally gotten it clear to close after a couple of delays. And so that closing package was slotted in hot at the last minute, right? We're getting them to the table. When they sat down at the closing table, they said to me and the agent, hey, we read that 100% disabled veteran cannot pay commission. I was like, I have not heard that. Where, do you have any resources for that? They said, no, we just read it. Okay, so I left, I went back to my office, I Googled 100% disabled veteran commissions. Nothing. Only thing that popped up was talking about property tax exemptions. So I went back in the room and I said, are you sure you don't have any references for what you were reading? No, we just know 100% disabled vet can't pay commissions. I said, well, I can't find any resources for that. Are you guys comfortable closing today? Because you did sign the buyer brokerage agreement agreeing to pay the commission. Well, yeah. I'm like, no, are you sure? Really? Like, I don't want this coming up after closing. And they were like, yeah, let's just go ahead and sign. Of course, the next day they reach out to their agent. Hey, we're not supposed to pay commission. So Saturday morning, about 3 a.m, I woke up with panic, started Googling, and figured out that indeed the Veterans Administration closing costs says you're not supposed to pay commission if you're a veteran. It doesn't say anything about being 100% disabled. It's just any veteran who's getting a VA loan cannot pay commission. Okay. Now, of course, that brought fear to my heart. We'll see how that plays out. Hopefully it'll all get worked out. But we closed and we dispersed. So now it's kind of up to the law to see what happens and whether these buyers take action. So practice tips for you guys. Get your buyer brokerage agreement signed, of course. That's, I'm sure, common practice at Keller Williams West. But find out what kind of loan is your buyer planning to get. If your buyer's planning to get a VA loan, they'll have your buyer brokerage agreement signed because they may choose to not go VA, right? But know that if you are going under contract where your buyer is a veteran getting a VA loan, you need to roll that commission into the purchase price, right? Or else you're not going to get paid. Now that's tricky, and I think it puts veterans at a disadvantage because the Veterans Administration loan exhibit also says if the property doesn't appraise for at least the purchase price, the veteran can get out of the deal and get their earnest money back, and then the seller starts from scratch. So it's a hard sell for, to get the seller to agree to that. But know that if it doesn't get rolled in and the seller doesn't agree to pay it in the commission, in the stipulations, then you are essentially not going to get paid commission. Okay? But you don't want the buyer to pay it because you don't want to end up in a situation where you're possibly getting sued or taken to task for that. Ignorance of the law is no excuse, right? I mean, but this business that we're all in is tricky. There's so many rules. So I wanted to bring it up and let you guys know and share my vulnerability so that you guys don't have that same issue. Okay?
Thank you.
Wow, thank you for sharing.
Thank you.
Thank you. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're gonna get housekeeping, and we have a Keller Williams icon that's coming up to talk to us about all things profit share and how to build your 401kW. Ladies and gentlemen, Aaron Kaufman.
Thank you, Alicia. Hey, how's everybody doing? Yeah. I was really looking forward to coming to this market center. You guys got something special cooking here. So I have, normally I teach a 3-hour class. Today I have a little bit under 2 hours. So I'm going to go turbo mode. All right. No bathroom break. I'm going to go hard for an hour and 55 minutes. If you got to go to the bathroom, go to the bathroom. But I'm going to give you everything I got in the next hour and 55 minutes. You ready to go? All right. So quick disclaimer to start my class off with. Any opinions or thoughts that I expressed today do not reflect those of Keller Williams International or your leadership, and I hope that gets you a little bit excited, all right? Because now I'm going to say whatever I want to say. But let's give Amisha and Gabby and Meryl a round of applause for getting me here. Not every leadership team wants to unleash me on their associates, so I hope this goes well, all right? I'm going to get into my class, all right? I heard a great quote from Gary Keller back in 2008. I think it's pretty appropriate for the moment. He said, the greatest shift of wealth and opportunity are in down cycles, not up cycles. And I know it's been a tough couple of years for our industry, for our company, but I'm starting to get a little excited. Because, Merrill, last time I checked, KW was born in a shift, yeah?
Yep.
We took over this industry in the last shift, and I have a feeling we're about to redefine this industry in this present shift. But it's moments like these that we need to look in the mirror as a market center and as a company and ask ourselves, how can we be better? The first place that I look for room for improvement in KW is simply the percentage of KW associates that even participate in profit share. Right now, company-wide, I'm going to say less than 30% of our people even participate in profit share. I mean, how sad is that? You know what's more sad than that? We know the 80-20 rule will always apply. So that means that the less than 30% that even participate, 20% of them are earning 80% of the profit share. So that means less than 6% of KW associates are earning 80% of our profit share. But you know what? That's why I'm so freaking excited right now. I mean, think about it. We're the #1 real estate company on this planet. We're going to pass the $2 billion profit share mark this year. And profit share is still the best kept secret in Keller Williams. So I don't know about you. I'm thinking now's a good enough time than ever to let the secret out. What do you think? Because can you imagine for a moment what this market center and this company could look like if the majority of our agents were actually participating in profit share? I mean, what would it look like from a cultural standpoint, a growth standpoint, a retention standpoint? I mean, Merrill, how much bigger would all of our profit share checks be right now if the majority of our people were participating in profit share? So I want to be very clear. I'm here today to inspire you. I'm here to empower you. I want you to shout our story from the mountaintops to all these agents we're not in business with. But what all of you should care about more than that are the people we are already in business with. Because what are we building this company on top of if literally 80 to 90% of our people don't understand who we are at a high level? And I don't know if anybody knows the woman by the name of Mahogany Rhodes out of Atlanta. But she says it best. We're on the 3rd generation of Keller Williams. And for those of us that are purposeful about profit share, like me and Merrill, I mean, you do care about protecting this legacy we're building, Merrill, right? So I don't know, we might want to start doing a better job telling our story to the people we're in business with. Because if we don't start doing that, we ain't going to look like the company that got us to where we got to today in 20, 30 years, all right? Now, as far as attracting agents to KW, let's be very clear. It's not your job to recruit. That's leadership's job. You got full-time salaried leaders whose sole purpose it is to build wealth for you. Leverage them. Your job is to excite the recruit. Do the best job you can to pre-qualify them, secure the appointment with the appropriate leadership team, and follow up. And hopefully some of these conversations I'm about to have with you are going to help you get into higher level, more authentic conversations with people about KW so you get more purposeful about growing your 401 KW. All right, first conversation I want to have with you comes from one of my most favorite people on this planet. His name is Simon Sinek. Who's ever heard of Simon Sinek? All right, now look, if you haven't heard of Simon Sinek, he's a marketing leadership guru / inspirational speaker. He consults with top companies, top organizations, helping them create their marketing and communication strategies. He's written several books. One book is called Start With Why, bless you. Another book is called Leaders Eat Last. His last book is called The Infinite Game. But he's got a very powerful TED Talk video, 18-minute TED Talk video. It's called The Golden Circle. I highly recommend you watch that video, but I'm going to break it down for you guys today. Here's the Golden Circle. Now, the very middle of the Golden Circle, I want you to write why, how, and what. All right? Why, how, what. Now, this is a marketing concept that can basically explain why some people, some organizations can inspire, why some companies can create true consumer loyalty, and why others can't. Now, let me quickly define these things for you. Everybody in this room, every organization, every company knows what they do or what they sell. My guess is most of the people in this room probably know how they do what they do. And at KW, we call that your unique selling proposition or your USP. But my guess is very few people in this room, very few organizations and companies truly understand why they do what they do and know how to incorporate that into their marketing and conversations. Now, here's what Simon Sinek did. He looked back at history, at the leaders and organizations that were able to inspire, the companies that could create true consumer loyalty. What he realized was this: they all communicated exactly the same way and completely the opposite of everybody else. Here's the way most people and companies communicate. They communicate the natural way, from the clearest to the fuzziest, from the outside in. They say what they do or what they sell. They say how they're different or how they're unique, and then they expect some sort of action or response, right? Hey, we make the best cars. They get the best gas mileage. Don't you want to buy one? That's the way most people and companies communicate from the outside in. But what Simon Sinek realized was that the people who were able to inspire, the companies that created true consumer loyalty, they all communicated from the inside out from their why. Now, let me give you a couple great examples of this at work. I'm going to go right to a real estate example. You got two real estate agents. They're both top agents in the neighborhood. They both go on a listing appointment in that neighborhood. First agent goes on this listing appointment. Here's what their presentation sounds like. Hey, I'm a top agent in your neighborhood. I sell the most houses. I've got a great marketing plan. Don't you want to hire me? Sound familiar? First agent market themselves from the outside in. Second agent goes on this listing appointment. Here's what their presentation sounds like. You know what? I'm actually driven by something more than selling your house. I want to create customers for life. And the way I create customers for life is I commit to being the local real estate expert. I operate with a high level of integrity. I've got great customer service, great communication skills. I just so happen to have a great marketing plan and be a top agent in your neighborhood. Now, which one of those agents has a more powerful listing presentation, the first or the second? I'm going to tell you this right now. If all you take from my class today is applying the golden circle to your real estate business, you will thank me for that. Because I'll guarantee you right now, on the next listing appointment you go on, every agent you'll be competing against, they will all be marketing themselves from the outside in. If you can be the one agent that can come from the inside out and can communicate your why effectively to a seller, that's how you'll connect with them on a deeper level. And the quote you should write down or remember from the golden circle is this. Simon Sinek says, people don't buy what you do. They buy why you do it. People don't buy what you do. They buy why you do it. Now, here's where I'm going with this. Meryl, we know at KW, an overwhelming majority of our whats are better here. Are they not?
They are.
I mean, do we have the best training, education, systems, and models? Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Love the hat, by the way. All right. Do we have the best culture at KW?
We do.
Obviously. Do we have the best leadership and the best vision as a company? Of course we do. But then we get frustrated when we share all of those things with an agent in another real estate company that's not getting any of that stuff. We're frustrated when they don't want to find out more about KW. Well, the reason they don't want to find out more about KW is, of course, people don't buy what you do. They buy why you do it. So the goal of my class today is so simple. I'm going to try to do the best job I can today to teach you how to understand and how to communicate our value proposition at the highest level from the inside out. Because I'm telling you this right now, if the agents you were trying to attract to our company actually understood why and how we were inherently different, I don't know. My guess is they'd already be here by now. Yeah?
Yep.
And this is the same concept that can basically explain why about 30% of our agents even participate in profit share. Think about it. When we try to inspire you to participate in profit share, what we tend to do is we tend to dangle the carrot of the profit share money in front of your faces. And we say, hey, don't you want some of this profit share money? Don't you want to build some passive income for you and your family? There's not one person at KW that doesn't want to earn more profit share and build more passive income for them and their families. Well, then why is about 30% of us participating in it? Well, the answer is simple. Profit share money is a what? It doesn't drive the behavior, and it never will. Look, if $2 billion in profit share is not enough to get you off your butts to recruit, I'm pretty sure it's not the money that motivates people. So for all my leadership in this room today, if you want to actually inspire your people to get purposeful about growing this market center and building their profit share, I don't know. You might want to make sure that your existing agents actually understand why and how we're different first. And if you're going to do that effectively at KW, you got to add another circle to the golden circle. Because guess what? At KW, we got another circle. And that circle's right here in the middle. And that marker is dead. All right. Well, that circle right here in the middle, is the who. You guys think it's fair to say KW's got a who? What's his name?
GK.
GK, right? And you guys think it's fair to say that our company's why is tethered to Gary Keller's why? Yes? I mean, what does he say? When I die, my headstone will say I was a realtor. Paranoid Gary wakes up every morning worried about all of you. I mean, does somebody in this room actually think Gary Keller's driven by making another $1 billion? I mean, do you actually think that's what motivates Gary Keller? Let me tell you something. This moment, right now, this is Gary Keller's legacy moment. He's the guy. We're the company willing to fight for the future of the true real estate professional in an industry that's now trying to turn all of you into low-paid door openers. Yes? You get the moment you're in, I hope. Yeah? You do understand tech's trying to replace you? Are you gonna be the travel agents of the 90s or the stockbrokers of the 90s or not? That's the moment you're in. Do you guys agree with what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So here's the thing. That's why my very first action step for you, if you want to learn how to have a higher level conversation with someone about KW, just trust me. You got to listen to Gary Keller's podcast called Think Like a CEO. At least listen to the first couple of years. I mean, Gary will literally take you from why he got into real estate, how his why shaped who we are as a company, and how his why is going to shape who we are moving forward. You cannot have a high level conversation with someone about KW if you cannot communicate who Gary Keller is and what his why is. All right. Now, I saw a great interview with my boy Simon Sinek, and this is about 7 years ago. Somebody asked Simon Sinek 7 years ago, they said, in the digital age, what are people going to be craving from their employer and their workplace? Now, I think it's fair to say we're not just in the digital age anymore. I mean, we're smack dab in the middle of the most extended digital experience of our lifetime. But when somebody asked Simon Sinek that question 7 years ago, here's what his answer was. He said, in the digital age, people are going to be craving from their employer and their workplace a sense of purpose and a sense of community. And I want you to think about this for a second, a sense of purpose and a sense of community in the digital age. Let's talk about purpose for a second. Okay. I think it's fair to say that we are led by the most innovative mind our industry has ever seen, who, by the way, has a 40-plus year track record for not only being the agent advocate of our industry, he's the real estate consumer advocate too. And even though he's got the #1 company on this planet that's super profitable, he is willing to completely reinvent our entire company for the sole purpose of protecting all agents, not just KW agents, all agents from an industry that's now trying to turn them into low-paid functionaries. So I don't know. I'm thinking that might be a pretty good recipe for owning purpose in our industry moving forward. What do you think? Yeah? Let's talk about community for a second. Okay. I hope you guys understand that you're a part of the only privately held, interdependent real estate company where agents and owners are actually vested in a true common goal and have a real incentive to work together and care about each other in an industry that's always been kind of independent. I don't know. I think that's a pretty good recipe for owning community in our industry moving forward. What do you think? Because here's where I'm going with this. I think as we go deeper into this digital age, as we go deeper into this shifting industry, I actually think our purpose and our community is going to be even more valuable. What do you guys think? Yeah? Because look, this pandemic turned a lot of our lives upside down. I think it's fair to say that this state, this country, this planet is more divided than it has ever been. I don't know about you, but I'm feeling like we're kind of more divided than we've ever been. But you know what? I get a little peace of mind knowing that I'm a part of a global real estate company of 185,000 stakeholders that are bound together by purpose and community, that have a real incentive to work together and care about each other. And God forbid something bad happens to me or a natural disaster hits our town, I'm a part of something bigger that's going to step up. And I don't know if that means something to you. It means something to me. I know it means something to our agents in Maui after that terrible fire, and our agents in Fort Myers, Florida, where a hurricane wiped out their whole office. I'm going to say this a little bit louder so you all can really lock in with me. I couldn't care less what our competition's compensation models are, or what kind of checks they're writing, or how much money you can make in rev share over there. Their who and their why, it ain't big enough for me. And just remember this, in the absence of true value, price tends to be our competition's only conversation. And I ain't having the price conversation. I'm having the purpose and community conversation. As I go deeper in this class, I'm going to really try to dive deeper into KW's why. Once I can establish that why better, I'm going to show you how that why can explain why all of our whats are better here. Are you following me? Because I feel like I'm on fire right now. Let's keep it going. All right. The next concept I want to share with you comes from an author by the name of Stephen Covey, who wrote a book called 7 Habits of Highly Effective People. Who's ever heard of that book? Now, look, I'm ADHD. I didn't finish that book, but I got a very good concept of it. And here it is. All right.
My community.
All right. Exactly. Now, here's what Stephen Covey says. He says there's a natural evolution that very successful people go through from a mindset standpoint to be successful. And here's what he says. Everybody starts in a dependent mindset. You were born, you are dependent on your family to take care of you, right? Well, then a portion of these people evolve into an independent mindset. Some of you might have some grown kids living in your basement that need to evolve, all right? But the most successful people, the most effective people, they ultimately evolve into an interdependent mindset. Now, would everybody in this room agree? Working through people, success through others, teamwork is probably more conducive to being successful at a higher level than doing it on your own. Do we agree?
Mm-hmm.
Now, here's where I'm going with this. Gary Keller was reading this book right about the time he launched KW, and Gary Keller had his big aha moment. And here's what Gary Keller's aha moment was. What Stephen Covey is talking about is actually an analogy for the real estate industry, all right? And I know we've got some newer agents in here, or younger agents. Look, you got to know how this industry used to always work. 35, 40 years ago, if you were a home buyer and you wanted to go look at a house, this is literally what you would have to do. You would have to physically go down to the local real estate office, where you would then flip through a 3-ring binder, because that's where all the listing information was. And then real estate companies would get you access into a home. So back in the day, real estate companies controlled the information. They controlled access into homes. And guess what? The real estate companies that did the best job marketing their company's brands to home buyers and sellers, they got all the business. And then, of course, agents went to these companies that could generate business, where they then, of course, treated you like an employee. They took half of your commissions and they taught you how to service their business. So back in the day, there was only one kind of real estate company in this industry. The old-fashioned, traditional, brand-centric, dependent real estate companies like Coldwell Banker, Century 21, Harry Norman, Jenny Pruitt, I don't know if they're still around anymore, okay, and local mom and pops. The bottom line is, back in the day, real estate companies and their brands, they were the product of our industry, okay? Then this little thing happened called the internet. And now all of a sudden, all this information that these companies are controlling, now it's freely accessible to home buyers and sellers. I mean, obviously you can buy a house today without even stepping foot in it, yeah? So guys, when the internet happened, a shift happened in our industry. This is what the shift was. The product of our industry shifted from the real estate companies and their brands to the real estate agents and their relationships and their customer service. And right about that time, something else happened in our industry. Out came the independent model for real estate companies, 100% companies. And the very first independent model was RE/MAX, okay? And RE/MAX's model used to be more of a landlord-tenant relationship, okay? You just pay RE/MAX an upfront franchise fee every month. You didn't get a lot of training and support, but you got to keep 95, 100% of your commission. So when RE/MAX came out with their independent model, they started to take over our industry, because all these agents over at these dependent companies started to realize, wait a second, I'm the reason I do business, not my real estate company. Yeah, why again am I giving up half of my commissions when all I get is lockboxes, signs, and business cards? Shoot, I might as well just come over to this company that's not going to give me anything for what I'm paying, but I get to control my costs and make 95, 100% of my commission. So RE/MAX comes out with their independent model. They start taking over our industry. So Gary Keller realized in that moment, the next evolution of our industry will ultimately be to an interdependent real estate company. And Gary Keller said, you know what? I might as well be the first person to do it. And do we all agree in this room that KW is an interdependent real estate company? Yes? I mean, we all in a partnership with each other, with our owners, Meryl. Are we all trying to build something bigger together here?
Yeah.
And I ain't just talking about profit share. I'm talking about technology now too. But look, I hope everybody in this room would agree that KW is an interdependent real estate company. And just know this. There's a reason we took over this entire industry in 35 years without spending a dime marketing our logo, because we were the highest evolution of the real estate industry. And I hope you would all agree. When actually bought into, and here's the kicker for KW, every office is independently owned and operated, okay? This takes a village. It takes great ownership. It takes great leadership, and it takes the agents to buy into it too. But if we are truly delivering on this at a local level, Agents that value what we value will do more business, they'll net more money, they'll build a better quality of life here, and they should never leave our company. Do we agree? In theory. Okay, now, Gary Keller's got an absolutely brilliant quote about this flow chart. I'm a little bit sick, so I'm going to put a cough drop in my mouth, all right? Now, here's what Gary Keller says. Gary Keller says a real estate agent cannot go from dependent to interdependent without going through independent first. Interdependence is only a decision independent agents can make. So let me translate that for you. It's just as important to know what you're saying and how you are saying it as it is who you are saying it to. But you have got to understand the moment we are in. I mean, we are literally in the middle of a battle for the future of your profession. And I hope you understand that, yes? And this industry is shifting quickly. The good news is Gary Keller and KW, they're going to stay ahead of this industry. And Gary Keller believes now that if we're going to win this war, and you better believe it's a war against these Wall Street-backed tech disruptors like Zillow and Homes.com, who, by the way, just so you all know, they got over $200 billion backing them. You can buy every real estate company in North America right now for $20 billion. They got at least 10 times the money backing them, trying to turn you into low-paid door openers. So I don't know. Maybe you should stop buying leads from them. Maybe you should stop posting your 5-star reviews from their website. I don't know. Maybe you should start helping us evolve command and love on your database more. But that's a whole other conversation. You get what I'm saying, Meryl? Yeah. I mean, you understand that when you buy a lead from Zillow, right, you're feeding a beast who's trying to cannibalize you. You do get that, right? All right. So if we're going to win that war against these Wall Street-backed tech disruptors, if we're going to fend off these copycat companies that are aggressively recruiting our fellow stakeholders, if we're going to protect your profession and solidify your profit share legacies for generations to come, moving forward, KW is going to have to be the preferred real estate company for all 3 of these types of agents moving forward. I got to tell you, this is what's got me more excited about the future of Keller Williams than I've been in my 20-year career at KW. Here's what I want you to consider. First of all, we took over the industry being the preferred real estate company for these agents. Can you imagine what's about to happen as we cast a wider net and we become the preferred real estate company for dependent agents? Can you imagine the possibilities for market share, for profit share, for our tech? And here's what I want you to consider, a couple of things. I think it's fair to say that we are in an industry that is dominated by dependent thinking agents. I mean, my guess is 80% of all agents tend to lean to a more dependent mindset. Is that a fair statement? Okay, and I want you to consider this too. The new agent talent pool has never been better than it is in this moment right now. There's some amazing talent coming into real estate after pandemic, okay? But here's what I want you to also consider. Many independent and interdependent agents, they actually started off as dependent agents first. I mean, I started at Northside, that became Coldwell Banker, right? So if we can be the preferred real estate company for new agents and dependent agents, they can come to KW. They can be born here, and they can grow through our company. Wouldn't you rather they come to KW, contribute to our profit share, our market share, our technology, versus joining Zillow and Redfin and undermining your profession? Yes? Yes. Now, here's a couple of recommendations for you. If you're trying to attract a new agent or a dependent agent to KW, first recommendation is this. You probably shouldn't try to jam our interdependent value proposition down their dependent throats, okay? Because they don't even know if they want to be independent yet, let alone value interdependence. That's number 1. Number 2, new agents and dependent agents, they don't know what they don't know. Okay, I spent 3 years at these companies before, thank God, I did a deal with a KW agent who gave me an MREA book as a closing gift. When I started to read that book, I was like, oh my God, I'm not in the real estate business. I'm in the lead generation business. Yeah. And I actually want to be a business owner. So why again am I at this dependent real estate company that doesn't offer me the training, coaching, and vision to grow into being an independent agent, and in many ways wants to proactively keep me in this dependent box? So when I'm talking to new agents and dependent agents, here's my mindset. I'm always coming from contribution. I'm always coming from curiosity. And I'm always starting with their why. Start with why. There are 2 whys at play here. The recruit's why and KW's why. If these whys don't match, they're not going to want to find out more about KW. So when I'm talking to one of these agents, I'm like, hey, tell me your story. What's your big why? What do you want to get out of your real estate career? hey, where do you see yourself on this graph and where do you want to go in the future? And here's the exciting thing about the moment we're in. There ain't going to be a wrong answer to that question anymore. If somebody says, hey, you know what? I'm willing to just push the easy button. I'm willing to give up 50, 60, 70% of my commission. If you generate the lead for me and handle the transaction management, fantastic. If you are a cultural fit for KW, I guarantee there's going to be an amazing opportunity at our company, either with a team or directly with one of our market centers. But I've yet to meet one of these recruits. It won't give me 5 to 10 minutes. You show them the path to independence. And I will walk every one of these dependent recruits or new agents through leads, listings, leverage. And please tell me that rings a bell for this room today. Because if it does not, please put reading the MREA book above listening to Gary Keller's podcast, okay? But here's the great thing about having that conversation with a recruit or handing a co-broke agent a shift book or an MREA book as a closing gift. One, it positions you as a person of value. Two, if you can show them the path to independence, well, now you got them thinking a lot bigger than the narrative of their dependent real estate companies, and you got them a lot closer to our interdependent value proposition. So when I get an agent here and they say, oh my God, I get it, it's so simple. Leads, listings, and leverage. Yes, I want to be a business owner. Awesome. Can you imagine an interdependent real estate company where agents that do the business you want to be doing, that have the life you want to have a real incentive to share with you how they do it? What do you think that person's going to care more about? What it costs, what they get, what their splits are, or where they're going to do more business in a faster amount of time and net more money? And by the way, an agent who only cares about what it costs, what I get, what my splits are, versus where am I going to do more business and net more money, that's just like a seller who only cares about what your listing commission is versus how much money is in their pocket at closing. All right. So with dependent agents, start with their why. And by the way, they all say the same thing. Just so you know, after 5,000 conversations, I'll just tell you, they all say the same thing. Just like, what does every seller say? Let me guess what my sellers that I'm doing my listing presentations big why is. You want more money, the least amount of time and the least amount of hassles, right? Well, every recruit, if you ask them, they're all going to say the same thing. They want more money, they want more time, they want a career they're passionate about. Now, are they willing to work for it? That's a whole other conversation, all right? But when I can drive them here, that's when I can really start digging into our interdependent value proposition. If they're not ready to be independent and they're a cultural fit for KW, I'll still get them in front of a leadership team because there's probably going to be a dependent opportunity for them. Now, the analogy I've always heard about attracting independent agents to KW has always been, hey, diagnose the patient, find the pain. KW is the medicine cabinet. Now, the pain for most independent agents is no one's ever taught them how to build their own real estate business, how to attract talent, how to leverage systems. They don't have an exit strategy. Find the pain. KW is the medicine cabinet, i.e. our training. Another way of looking at this, find out what makes them smile and show them how to exponentially smile more. I love that. I'm going to give you guys my analogy for attracting independent agents. Got a little bit more of an edge to it. Attracting independent agents to KW, it's kind of like dating. If you want to date somebody that's in a relationship, you don't try to break them up. No. You become their friend. You become someone they respect. And then you wait for their boyfriend or girlfriend to screw it up. And if you don't think their real estate company's going to screw it up in this shift, you don't know our competition. And while they're going to be hunkering down and trying to outlast this shift, what are we going to do, Merrill? We're going to lean in, man. Right? We're going to charge the storm. We're going to invest more money into training, technology, support. So you got two options when trying to attract an independent agent to KW. And I think it's fair to say both of these options start with you being an agent they respect. I mean, they don't respect the way you do business. I mean, forget about it, right? You got no chance to attract them. But just so you know, respect ain't just production, okay? It's the way you do business, the way you handle yourself. It's the way you communicate. And by the way, you don't need to be $1 million agent to know how they do business, okay? But if you are an agent they respect, you got two options. Get into relationships with them, right? Take mind share, find their pain, offer them a solution, find out what makes them happy, show them how to smile more. And either A, wait for their real estate company to screw it up, or B, wait for their why to change. Whose whys have changed since the pandemic? I know mine has changed quite a bit. And then you can be there to show them a better path. Or your second option is that you can just be more compelled to want to help them, then you are uncomfortable in having that conversation. I hear the same thing from everybody that comes here from another real estate company. I said the same thing. Man, I wish I had come here sooner. Yeah? Who wishes they had come here sooner from another real estate company? Yeah, well, maybe we would have been here sooner. Had an agent we had a relationship with at KW was more compelled to want to help us than to wait for us to figure it out. Yeah? You guys get what I'm saying? All right. Now, I believe up until this moment, there's only 3 general reasons an agent would have ever left KW up until this moment. 3 reasons an agent would have left KW. First reason they would have left. They were never ready to be independent in the first place. They came to KW, they didn't want to generate their own leads, and man, they hated KW, right? Because they were a dependent agent. Well, guess what? That's about to change. We will be the preferred real estate company for dependent agents moving forward. I promise you that. Second reason an agent would have left our company. They never bought into our interdependent value proposition. They never come into the office. They never offer to teach a class. They don't seek out knowledge and referrals outside their market center. They don't participate in our culture. They don't donate to KW Cares, right? They don't participate in Red Day. They don't care about the growth and profitability of their market center. They left KW because they were an independent agent. But also maybe in some ways, we inadvertently shamed them for not buying into our interdependent value proposition, which I was known to do in the past. And maybe they said, hey, maybe I'm not a fit for KW. So Meryl, if we're going to be a more inclusive company moving forward, here's what our mindset's going to have to be. Moving forward at KW, a life by design is not going to be one size fits all anymore. We need to meet these agents where they're at, offer them the best training, education, systems, models, technology, culture, so that they can define what their life by design means to them. We're going to stop trying to jam all these agents into our interdependent MREA box and meet them where they're at. Yes? Third reason an agent would have left this company is simple. That's if we were not delivering on our interdependent value proposition on a local level. And there's a quote I love. In the absence of value, price becomes the determining factor. We all know we're not the cheapest place to be an agent in Atlanta, are we? No. Meryl, there are other companies that will offer our agents a higher percentage of their commission or flat out bribe them to move their business. But if we are truly delivering on this at a local level, which once again takes a village, okay? It takes great ownership, it takes great leadership, and it takes the agents to buy into it too. But if we're delivering on this at the highest level, agents that value what we value will do more business, they'll net more money, and they should never leave our company. Do we agree? Okay. Now, somebody said something really smart to me the other day. They said, Aaron, what's the next evolution of our industry? Check this out. All right, the independent and dependent models. These companies were all brand centric, right? You got Caldwell Banker, Century 21, Remax. These companies are brand centric. Does that make sense? Mm-hmm. Well, guess what? KW took over the entire industry, being the very first agent centric real estate company. But here's the exciting thing about the moment we're in. We're already the next evolution of the industry, because Keller Williams is now a consumer-centric, agent-driven technology company now. And Gary Keller said something recently I thought was really powerful. He said, you know what? I feel sorry for agents that are not going to be in business with us in the future. And people are like, man, he's pretty cocky. What they don't understand about Gary Keller is he actually believes that. He actually believes that if an agent is not going to be in business with KW in the future, they will not be able to compete with our agents for the consumer experience, okay? And I got a prediction to make. In the not so near future, these independent agents and these independent brokers, they're not going to exist anymore because they're not going to be able to compete for the consumer experience, okay? And they got a decision coming up pretty soon. They got 2 choices to make real soon. One, do I join a Wall Street-backed tech disruptor and be a low-paid functionary who never earns more than $120K a year? Or am I going to join the obvious choice with the true real estate professional, which is KW? And I can't believe it was 8 years ago. It was 8 years ago, Gary Keller got up on stage at Family Reunion, and he announced to us and our industry, we're not a real estate company anymore. We're a technology company now, right? And the industry chuckled at Gary. And I want you guys to understand why Gary Keller announced that 8 years ago. Because Gary Keller was talking to technology talent that don't want to work in a technology department. They want to work for a technology company. And I think it's fair to say we're led by the Steve Jobs of the real estate industry. Yeah. And I would love for somebody to challenge me on that. Who, by the way, saw what was happening in our industry years ago. That's when he shifted us into a technology company and started dumping hundreds of millions of his own dollars into building a proprietary tech platform that, by the way, he built interdependently with all of us, right? Mm-hmm. And Gary always talks about a book called Platform Revolution. Let me give you a Cliff Notes version of it. We're now in the fourth industrial revolution. It's about big data, okay? It's about AI. It's about building your own proprietary tech platform and innovating on top of it in real time versus trying to bolt together third-party tech. And the fourth industrial revolution will be 100% about the consumer experience. Just know this. Your customers are not just going to be loyal to you in the future. They will, however, be loyal to the consumer experience. So here's what I want you to consider. We are the first real estate company to build our own proprietary tech platform, yes? And if you're one of these people poo-pooing Command, my guess is you ain't logged into Command for a couple of years. Look, it ain't perfect. We all get that, okay? You don't build your own technology and it works perfectly out of the box, okay? Especially when half your agents aren't helping you evolve it. But we are the first to the platform, are we not? Yep. Okay, guess what we also got? We got the most data because we're the #1 real estate company on this planet, okay? We also have the most users helping us evolve our tech. We're also the only real estate company that both Google and Facebook says that they are partnering with and who they call a technology company. And I got a great t-shirt. I wish I was wearing it today. But that t-shirt says, there is no catch-up. It's got a mustache with a bottle of ketchup on it, okay? And Gary Keller said this recently. He said, look, there's no catch-up. If our competition today wanted to build a proprietary tech platform, it would take them 2 to 3 years to build it. It would take them hundreds of millions of dollars to build. You think Harry Norman's got hundreds of millions of dollars to build tech? You think EXP has got hundreds of millions of dollars to build tech when they only made $3 million last quarter? Okay, here's the deal. I'm not scared, and I'll go ahead and say it. We've already won. We have already won. There's not another real estate company on this planet that's going to compete with KW in the future for the consumer experience. The only competition we got moving forward is going to be Zillow, Redfin, or God forbid, Amazon decides to dip their toe back into the real estate waters. And when you got these copycat real estate companies that are aggressively recruiting our fellow stakeholders and whose entire narrative is, hey, we're KW. We're just a better version. Man, that sounds awesome. Although I'm not sure how a publicly traded virtual revenue sharing real estate company that's not building its own tech and doesn't have Gary Keller is anything like our company. I'm going to give you guys Gary Keller's response to these copycat companies because he says it best. Here's what Gary Keller says. We're not even the real estate company you're trying to emulate anymore. We're now a consumer-centric, agent-driven technology company now, building the preferred real estate platform for the interdependent, the independent, and the dependent agent to do business at. Guys, our competition, they're all playing the agent game. We've already moved on to the consumer game. They're obsessed with recruiting KW agents. We're obsessed with redefining the way people buy and sell houses and protecting and elevating the role of the true real estate professional in an industry that's now trying to turn you into low-paid door openers. And there very well might be another company here in Atlanta where you go make some fast money. I got no doubt KW is the long game. This is where you build generational wealth. And my guess is if you don't believe what I'm saying right now, you're not going to be very purposeful about growing KW moving forward. Here's the truth. It doesn't matter what you think. We will grow with or without you. Yeah? I just want to make sure you understand the moment you're in. We're standing on the brink of what is going to be the biggest growth spurt in the history of KW. I guarantee you right now, we're going to sponsor 60,000 new agents to KW this year. Every one of them is going to choose a sponsor. Okay? I'm just saying. I'm just telling you.
Meryl, you salivating.
Sit down, Meryl. Sit down.
I mean, Meryl, there's a reason I call myself Chief Stakeholder Evangelist. I want some oomph out of this room, all right? All right, you guys with me so far? Yes? Are you feeling me? Okay. All right, so here we go. One of the conversations I always found myself having with recruits, it just started coming out of my mouth after hundreds of conversations, I would say, look, if you would just understand the whys of real estate companies, the whats would make a lot more sense to you. Now think about that. If you understand the whys of real estate companies, the whats are going to make a lot more sense. Now, does that sound a little bit like the golden circle to you? People don't buy what you do, they buy why you do it. So here's the deal. The big why of our industry up until this moment is simply the concept of agent loyalty. Would all my agents in this room agree? Right now, you are the reason you do business. If there was a better place for you to run your business at, I would expect you to go there, and I expect all your clients to follow you, yes?
Right.
But you would think if we could build a real estate company that agents would never want or need to leave, I don't know, might give us a slight advantage over our competition, yes?
Yes.
So I'm going to take you to two flow charts. First flow chart is going to be what has created agent loyalty at KW up until this moment, in theory. Once I establish that big why of agent loyalty, I'm going to show you how agent loyalty can explain why the whats are all better here. I'm going to walk you through it step by step. What has created agent loyalty at KW up until this point in theory? Well, guess what? It started with the highest evolution of the real estate industry, which is the interdependent model. Okay, and I'm going to take my jacket off because I'm starting to schwitz a little bit. I don't want to get ugly in here. Plus, I want to show off my guns, all right? All right, here's the deal. I'm also a little sick, so I'm kind of running a little bit hot.
Stop saying that
I ain't
word.
contagious, I'm just going to cold, right? So here's the deal. Here's the deal. For those of you that don't know the history of KW, you need to know it, okay? Look, back in the late 70s, Gary Keller was running the #1 real estate company in Austin, Texas. But the truth is, he was running an old-fashioned, dependent real estate company. Well, guess what happened in Austin, Texas in the late 70s? The market shifted. And then RE/MAX came into Austin, Texas with the independent model. And a lot of Gary's agents left his company and they went to RE/MAX. So Gary got his remaining agents together. He said, look, what do we got to do to survive and grow as a company? These agents said, Gary, we need better training and support. We want a higher commission split. We want to have a say in the direction of our company. We want to look at the books and we want to share in the revenue. So Gary Keller realized in that moment what Stephen Covey was talking about was going to be the next evolution of our industry. And Gary says, okay, I'll be the first person to do it. Be the first person that built an interdependent agent-centric real estate company. We're going to put my agents first and treat my agents as partners, or what we call you at KW, stakeholders. Now, very important sidebar conversation. I don't know if you guys know this or not, but when we launched in '83, KW was the very first revenue sharing real estate company. We were not a profit sharing company. We obviously have these revenue sharing companies here in Atlanta. Yes, EXP, Real. I mean, I don't know if Real's here, but you guys are familiar with rev share companies? Yeah? Mm-hmm. If you're not, let me explain to you how it works, okay? Here's how a revenue sharing company works. I attract you to my company. I make a percentage of every deal you close until you cap, regardless of the profitability of my company. Now, I'm not the most business savvy guy in the world, but I'm pretty sure if profitability is not the most important thing in your business, might not be the most sustainable model. But even as the very first revenue sharing real estate company, even as that, we were the highest evolution of our industry. And over the next 6 years, Keller Williams exploded. There's only one problem. We weren't profitable. So Gary went to a compensation expert who told him two things. First thing he told Gary, you are rewarding the wrong behavior. Second thing he told Gary, being a revenue sharing real estate company is negatively affecting your culture. And I want you guys to pay attention. In a revenue sharing real estate company, you are only vested in the success of the agents in your downline. And it's your job to train and nurture them over there because they're not a trading company. So first of all, it ain't passive, it's residual. Second of all, if you participate in profit share, I hope you understand that you're not just vested in the success of the agents in your profit share tree. No, you're also vested in the success of every agent in your profit share tree's market centers too. Because if their market centers are not profitable, you ain't making any profit share. So our unique culture, which I hope you all agree, is the #1 reason to be in business with us. Our culture actually starts with profit share. That is the true vested interest in a common goal. That is the catalyst for our interdependent culture. And it's one of the ways that we are inherently different than a revenue sharing company, particularly a publicly traded virtual one, is that our culture starts with profit share. Yes? You guys hearing me today? I'm seeing a lot of blank faces. You do understand that we are all vested in each other's success. Whether you participate in profit share or not, we're all vested in each other's success. But it starts with profit share, okay? Now, here's the deal. When you come out with the highest evolution of the real estate industry, the interdependent model, you're the first real estate company to treat your agents like partners and stakeholders. Now an amazing thing happens. Now your agents feel as if they have a true ownership stake in your company. And I want you guys to really listen to what I'm about to say. Because I want you to listen to how I define what it means to be a Keller Williams stakeholder. I define being a KW stakeholder as one, having a real say in the direction of my local market center all the way up to the top of my company. Do we have a say in that? Through the ALC and the ILC? Yeah? Because I got to tell you guys, I was thinking there would be a lot more energy in this room today than there is right now. So come with me. Come with me, please. I'm here to, yes.
So to give you an insight, right?
Yeah. This is a new office.
This conversation is very, very new.
Yes. No, I know.
So as you have those conversations,
Totally.
we would really appreciate that you give more context to what that meaning is for someone that doesn't know. Like all of us who's been in it, we get it.
Sure.
Just opening the eyes and the minds of those.
And that's what we're doing. That's what we're doing. I just want to make sure that they're listening to me today because I'm seeing a lot of blank faces. I know what I'm doing.
Aaron, I can attest to what you're saying. I've made over $130,000 in profit share in 10 years.
And by the way, is all your downline in this office?
Most of, a lot of them, but they're spread out.
Right, my downline's in 300 offices. That means I'm vested financially in the success of every agent in those market centers. And look, when people say to me, Aaron, thank you for all you do to grow KW. I'm like, look, I got a huge financial investment in this company. I'm just taking ownership of it. I wish some of you would do the same, right? So the point I'm trying to make here is this, and I'm gonna dive deep into what you're asking me to do. But I just want to make sure that they understand that we have it. First of all, we have a say. Do we not have a say? It's not just about profit share. It's about being treated like a stakeholder. Do we have a say? Okay. Second definition of being a KW stakeholder is that we get to look at the books, right, Meryl? We're the only open book, transparent real estate company. If you're going to be a profit sharing company, you're going to make your agents believe in it. You got to be an open book company. All right. If you ever spent time on the internet, this entire company is wide open to you. Every agent's production, profit share, every market center's profitability, wide open to you. Third definition of being a KW stakeholder. I'm a part of a local market center and a global real estate company of 185,000 real estate agents that are all bound together by purpose and community, that all have a real incentive to work together and care about each other and are fighting for the future of our profession. And my fourth and final definition of being a KW stakeholder is that I have the option to share in the profits. 100% of KW associates are a stakeholder in their market center in this company. But unfortunately, about 30% of us are being financially rewarded for being a stakeholder. Guys, everybody at KW is vested in the success of their market center in this company, but only 30% of us are being financially rewarded. All right. So let me show you why you are vested in the success of this market center in this company, whether you ever earn a cent of profit share or not. Meryl, I'm going to ask you a couple questions, okay? The answer is going to be yes every time. Can you handle that for me? Let's show this room why they are vested in the success of their market center and their fellow stakeholders, whether they ever earn a cent in profit share or not, okay? Meryl, I'm thinking the more we grow this office, the more profitable it becomes. You think it's fair to say the more money and resources you're going to reinvest back into your agents?
Absolutely.
The better the training, the education, the technology, the support, the office space, the happy hours, the Christmas parties are going to be?
They will.
Does that benefit everybody in this room, whether you ever earn a cent in profit share or not?
Yes.
You know what, Meryl, I'm thinking the more we grow this market center, I'm thinking the better the energy and the culture of sharing will be in this office, because agents are going to be galvanized by something bigger than their own real estate businesses. Yeah? You guys think that benefits you to be in a market center with great energy and great culture, whether you ever earn a cent in profit share or not?
Yes.
You know what, Meryl, I'm thinking the more we grow this market center, I'm thinking the more Keller Williams for sale signs are going to be popping up in sellers' yards around West Atlanta. Yeah? Oh, yeah, heads up. You're a part of a real estate company that spends no money marketing itself. And the only way we can build our brand recognition and reputation in this market is from our agent signs going in sellers' yards. It's a lot easier to be a KW agent in Atlanta today than it was 30 years ago when everybody was saying Keller who, right? You think that benefits you whether you earn a cent in profit share or not? And I'm thinking the more we grow this market center in this company, Meryl, I expect the more of our agents to donate to KW Cares, participate in Red Day, the greater the impact this market center can make in its agents' lives and our community. Yes? Does that benefit all of you, whether you ever earn a cent profit share or not? Yeah? And just think about this. How am I doing? Okay?
Great.
And think about this. If we just keep doing this right, which of course we will, in 5 to 7 years, there's going to be over 300,000 KW stakeholders worldwide. I want you to think about that for a second. Think about the unfair advantage we're all going to have being a part of a global real estate company with 300,000 stakeholders in it. Think about the sharing of ideas and the masterminding flowing through that network. Think about the global referral business flowing through that network. Think about what KW Cares can do with over 300,000 stakeholders. Think about the data, the insights, how fast we'll be able to evolve our tech, and the unfair advantage we will all be able to offer all of our customers. And think about how much of a better chance your real estate company is going to have to beat these Wall Street-backed tech disruptors that are trying to turn all of you into low-paid door openers. Yes?
So we signed this lease 6 months ago, right? And so, as you know, when you're launching a new Keller Williams office, you cannot recruit a Keller Williams agent.
Yeah, sure.
So these people, most of them came from elsewhere or are new.
Right.
So much of what you're speaking about, they've never heard before. Who knows what KW Cares is?
Right.
So look at that.
Yeah.
So there's a person I knew who was a realtor. Just picture this. We're showing a house and a pit bull comes and just mauls you to death outside while you're showing the house. That happened for real to somebody that I know who was a realtor.
Yeah.
So we're independent contractors, and so she couldn't work. She had like surgeries and out. So we have the ability at Keller Williams to contribute to a nonprofit organization called KW Cares that will fund hardships within Keller Williams for the agents.
Yes.
I know an agent personally that had a heart attack.
Yep.
You know, and you can't work with a heart attack. You at home, you're in the hospital, you know, out for a season.
Who funds KW Cares?
We do. So if you choose to donate a portion of your commission check, it can be withheld through the MCA and go to a nonprofit organization called KW Cares. And it's a tax benefit to you because it's a 501c3 charitable organization that actually funds hardships within our own family of agents. If you had an issue, you know, a health issue or a concern, even for your child or something, you could then reach out to your team leader and receive, you know, consideration for a grant. I've seen them pay mortgages.
No question.
I've seen them do all, like for seasons of time.
Yes.
Because you never know.
Well, Meryl, natural disasters. I mean,
absolutely.
You guys see what happened in Maui last year? Can you imagine what it was like to be a KW associate?
So it's not just burning your house up,
but
just imagine if you had 6 houses under contract and they burn up. Oh, wow. Hello, because that's what happened.
Exactly. And Meryl, you know, you
don't tornado. Tore up your listing that's under contract.
Exactly.
There with your commission.
Now imagine the advantage of being a part of a global real estate company where agents have an incentive to care about each other, right? I mean, look, here's the deal, Meryl. What they don't get is humans are the good, the bad, and the ugly. Okay, not everybody in our competition is evil. There's some good people at our competition, and not everybody at KW buys into our culture, okay?
There was a young man who I met. Somebody referred me to him, and he was with another company, young too, probably in his 30s. And I met with him once to attract him to come. Sharp, but you know, everybody's not a one conversation person, so it was going to take a few times. In between that time, he was diagnosed with stage 4 cancer.
Oh wow!
His brokerage didn't even pass a card around to the people. And you know what? Somebody did a GoFundMe. I know that I put in $2,000 and I met him one time. And you know when he died? He died.
Wow.
He never got anything from that brokerage. I can remember saying, send me your clients. I will sell the house and give you the money. Because he needed the care. And he had people, but he was sick. And he died like last year.
And Meryl, here's where we want to go with this, right?
Had he been at Keller Williams, He still may have died, but he would have added some comfort. You know, he would have had some assistance.
Exactly.
It would have been a different, you know, I can't say he would have lived, right? I can't say that he would have lived. But I'm saying there would have been somebody to show some care for him. I'm just saying, other than me giving my money, right?
Meryl, may I take back
Go
over?
ahead. I want them to understand.
I love Meryl. Hey, Meryl, here, bring it back to me. You know I love you. You know I love you so much. Here's the thing, Meryl. People don't buy what you do. They buy why you do it.
Right.
Family, culture, caring about each other, doing the right thing. Those are all what's. This is a conversation about how do you explain why
Right.
it's different. And the reason why our culture is different, Meryl, because we're the only true interdependent real estate company that treats our agents like stakeholders where they have a true vested interest in a common goal and a real incentive to work together and care about each other. And I want to just make a point here, okay? I'm about to defluff Keller Williams for you, okay? Because man, oh man, have we not fluffed up this company? I mean, we have fluffed it up so much, nobody even knows why anymore. But you start to peel away the layers of that onion, there's a big fat why staring right in your face. And if you cannot express this why, I'm just telling you right now, you cannot express our value proposition at a high level, right? Humans are the good, the bad, and the ugly, Meryl. Not everybody in our competition is evil. Not everybody at KW buys in our culture, but there is something different about KW culture, yes? I mean, why is it when I'm in Joplin, Missouri, teaching this class 6 years ago, agents are crying because an F5 tornado blew through Joplin, Missouri, leveled our agents' homes, and the way that KW agents donated money and packed up U-Haul trucks full of generators and drove them to Joplin, Missouri, brought those agents to tears. I bet you 2 to 3 people in this room even know what Mega Relief was. Who knows what Mega Relief was? Now, here's the deal. I tell this story in every one of my classes because it was the most powerful moment for me in KW, okay? Twice a year, we do 2 huge training events, Mega Camp, Family Reunion. Mega Camp's always held in Austin, Texas. 7 years ago, Mega Camp was scheduled 1 month after Hurricane Harvey blew through Houston. And the Austin Convention Center became a shelter. And KWI said 1 month before Mega Camp, we ain't doing Mega Camp this year. We're pivoting. We're going to turn Mega Camp into Mega Relief. 4,000 of us descended on Austin, Texas. I spent my own money to fly to Austin. I got a hotel room for 4 nights to be bussed multiple days in that hot Houston sun to help our agents demuck their homes from those hurricanes, from that hurricane. And right about that time, there were terrible fires going on in Northern California, Meryl, that were affecting our associates. And KWI said, we are going to commit to raising over $20 million for our associates affected by these natural disasters. And what all of you need to wrap your brains around is that money didn't come from KWRI. That money came from us, the stakeholders at KW. I didn't see those Caldwell Baker agents in Houston. I didn't see those RE/MAX agents in Houston. And I definitely didn't see any of those EXP avatars in Houston, all right? And that's the difference between being a part of a company that treats your agents like stakeholders versus being a part of a company that doesn't. There's something different about our company, okay, and our culture. And if you don't believe me, let me quote 2 of the top people in the history of KW when it comes to culture. First person I'll quote is Gary Keller, who says it best. At KW, our culture starts with profit share. Our culture starts with profit share. Now, do not mistake profit share for being profitable. Oh, you ain't going to be profitable without culture, but you're not going to have a true culture without profit share. And I know some of you are saying, is this ponytail boy telling me that our culture is tethered to a financial incentive? Yeah, I am. That's what makes it different. Humans are the good, the bad, and the ugly. Why do our agents care more about each other here, Meryl? Why are they willing to work together more? Do I need to say it? Of course. It's because we're the only true interdependent real estate company that treats our agents like true stakeholders, where they have a true vested interest in a common goal and a real incentive to work together and care about each other. And do we all love Mo Anderson or even know who Mo Anderson is? If you don't know Mo Anderson, she's the heart of KW. Red Day is on her birthday, okay? But do not mistake Mo Anderson for some sweet lady with a big heart. Okay, I think it's fair to say Mo Anderson's one of the most powerful business women to ever step foot on this planet. Here's what Mo says about our culture. If you're not profitable, you're out of culture. That's coming from Mo Anderson. You believe culture and profit share are forever linked in this company? And guys, I got a news flash for you. If you don't think our culture is the number one reason to be in business with us, I don't know, my guess is it's probably because you're not participating in it enough. The 2 years I was the top sponsoring associate in all of KW, I won the culture award for my market center both years. Here's a little word of advice from me to you. Before you go out there and start talking the talk, why don't you do us all a favor and walk the walk first? How in the world are you going to have a high-level, authentic conversation with somebody about why they should be in business with us if you don't participate in the number one reason to be in business with us? And the answer to that question is you won't. And you'll have profit share breath and they'll smell you coming. All right? Now, is it fair to say if we are buying into an interdependent culture and what has always been an independent, dependent industry, probably the result is going to be that our agents are going to be more productive, right? Tough times happen, we step up. I'm sure we've got some top agents in this room. Meryl, you're a top agent, yeah? You know what? I'm pretty comfortable when I say Ben Kinney, Cody Gibson, Tim Heil, Adam Hergenrother, they do more business than you. Yeah?
Yeah.
They do more business than everybody in this room in like a month. Oh, yeah, and at KW, they actually have a real incentive to share with you how they do it. That's why you're here, right? You don't want to be the smartest person in the room, do you? Right, Meryl? There are people at KW doing things that you haven't even dreamt about yet that are willing to share with you how they do it. That's why you're here, right?
Yeah.
Now, you guys agree that if our agents are more productive, hopefully our offices and company will be more profitable, right? Now, if our offices and company are more profitable, hopefully the more money you'll reinvest back into the agents, but the training, the education, the support, the culture, the energy, that makes our agents more productive, which makes our market centers more profitable. Look, in the middle of this shift, guys, we still gave back $100 million in profit share last year. You think it's an advantage to be a part of a privately held real estate company with very little debt, injecting $100 million in profit share into our agents' lives and businesses at a time when our brand-centric competition has all gone public and is having financial issues? Yeah? So these two things go back and forth. And is it fair to say, if we follow this flow chart locally, I'm guessing our agents are probably going to have a better quality of life at KW. Is that a fair statement if we buy into this? Right? And does anybody know of another real estate company that takes a more intentional approach to teaching agents how to build wealth and quality of life like we do? You know of another company that takes a more intentional approach? Because last time I checked, Gary Keller wrote the books on this, literally. MREA, MREI, whole flip shift, the one thing. I don't hear these other companies talking about careers worth having, business worth owning, lives worth living, experiences worth giving, right? Legacies worth leaving. Do we all agree we're the most intentional real estate company for teaching agents how to build wealth and quality of life? Do we agree? As I say this every time I teach this class, I'm going to say it again. I am not loyal to KW. I'm not. I'm loyal to quality of life. And if I thought there was another real estate company out there for me to build better wealth and or more better quality of life for me and my wife, oh man, I'm out of here. And I hope everybody in this room would do the same thing. Are you really loyal to KW or are you loyal to quality of life? Because when I hear an agent say, oh my God, I just love my broker, I would never think about leaving my real estate company. What I want to do, and don't do this, is I want to shake them. And I want to say, who do you love more, your broker or your family? Because let me tell you something. If your broker loved you so much, they tell you to take a closer look at KW, where you get better training support, technology, and culture. And by the way, is your broker's love for you contingent on you being in business with them? Yeah, my guess is it is. I got a hashtag that's gone viral because I've been saying it for 12 years. Here's my hashtag. Hashtag broker Stockholm Syndrome. You know what Stockholm Syndrome is? Yeah, that's when a captive falls in love with their captor. You have agents in this market that will fight you tooth and nail to defend a broker who is proactively keeping them down. I mean, Meryl, they build a proprietary tech over there to help them lower their tech costs and help them out Zillow. No, they teach them how to build their own real estate businesses that they can leverage themselves out of. No, to teach them how to service their leads, how to market their company's logo, and God forbid they decide they want to leave, they're going to hold their business hostage. Hashtag broker Stockholm syndrome. That ain't going to be the last time you hear that today, but is it fair to say if we follow this flow chart locally, agents that value what we value will do more business, they'll net more money, they'll build a better quality of life, and they should never leave our company. Do we agree? In theory. Now, hopefully what I've just established is KW's big why in theory, right? If we can build market centers that agents will never want or need to leave, it changes the way that we do business. Now, here's what we're going to do. We're going to take that big why of agent loyalty. I'm going to write it here. And I'm going to give you 6 whats that can be explained why they're better here because of agent loyalty, and why those same whats are not better at our competition because of a lack of agent loyalty. And you all remember the golden circle, right? Because it layers right over the top of this. Agent loyalty is your why, where the arrows enter your whats. People don't buy what you do, they buy why you do it. Okay. The first effect of agent loyalty, as in the KW effect, is something I call invest in versus compete with. Invest in versus compete with. Now, remember how we were talking about how this industry used to always work. These brand-centric, traditional real estate companies, they controlled the business, right? They controlled access into homes. And they just spend all their money marketing their brands to home buyers and sellers, trying to convince them and their own agents that the reason you want to hire an agent is because of the company they work for, right? Now, we all know that that's not the case anymore, Meryl, right? Agents right now are the reason they do business, not brand marketing. Do we agree? Of course, the problem for our brand-centric competition is they're telling the same darn story. I mean, Coldwell Banker's been around for 120 years. They're literally telling the same story. The bottom line is they always have, and they always will value their brands as their greatest asset. And now that they're all publicly traded companies, oh man, they're doubling down on their brand. They're just going to keep spending all their money marketing their companies to home buyers and sellers. Now, here's where I'm going with this. If your real estate company values its brand as its greatest asset, and it spends all of its money marketing its brand to home buyers and sellers, I hope you understand. They are doing that to compete with their agents for business. Don't get it twisted, guys. They're pitching their brand marketing campaigns to their agents like, hey, we're promoting the real estate company you're in business with. But the truth is they're trying to get in between their agents and home buyers and sellers so they can capture those leads off their brand marketing campaigns and do what with them? You got that right. All right. And that's been the big scam of this industry, guys, is that these brand-centric real estate companies' marketing plans are basically them competing with their agents for business. Now, do you know why they keep spending all their money competing with their agents for business? It's actually pretty simple to figure out why they keep doing it. They know there's a higher evolution of a real estate company out there for their agents to do business at. And if you're running one of these brand-centric dependent companies, and you know there's a higher evolution of a real estate company out there for your agents to do business at, and you can't change who you are because you sold your agents out to Wall Street, I don't know, my guess is you're going to keep spending all your money marketing your company and competing with your agents for business. But guess what happens? When you build a real estate company, agents will never want or need to leave. Well, now you don't have to spend any money marketing your company or competing with your agents for business. Actually, what you prefer to do is invest all of your money into your agents through training, education, technology support, and profit share, because ultimately you know this is the best place for them to do business at. Now, am I making sense? Is that connection between agent loyalty and the lack of agent loyalty, and whether or not a real estate company would be willing to invest in their agents versus compete with them, does that make a little sense? Now, I want you to add to that this. There's a very basic business concept. And that business concept says it costs any business in any industry roughly 7 times more money to acquire a new customer versus retaining an existing one. Forget about the ratio. Do we all agree, regardless of what industry a business is in, it's probably going to cost them more money to acquire a new customer versus retaining an existing one? Yes? All right, here's what I want you to add to that. I believe the biggest difference between us and our competition is this. Our competition thinks their customers are their franchise holders and now their shareholders. We think our customers are our agent stakeholders. And guess what? When you build a real estate company where you don't have to worry about losing your customers, i.e. your agents, because there's not a better place for them to do business at, well, then you don't need to spend any money trying to acquire new customers, right? And when you see our competition spending all their money marketing their brands, They're marketing their brands to home buyers and sellers because they're having a real hard time keeping their real customers, which are their agents. We don't need to spend millions of dollars a year telling home buyers and sellers how great all of you are. All we got to do is attract the agents that value what we value, keep you and your customers. Am I making sense? Because when we all agree, the healthiest and most profitable real estate agent businesses are word of mouth and referral based, not marketing dollar based. You guys agree with that? So hello, don't you want your real estate company to be built the same way too? Isn't that what we are? A word of mouth referral based company, not a marketing dollar based company. Yeah, gee whiz, maybe that's why we have such little debt, and we've given back $2 billion in profit share while our marketing dollar based competition is imploding and has all gone public. You guys get what I'm saying? You build a real estate company, agents will never want or need to leave. Now you're willing to invest in your agents versus spending all your money competing with them. Are you with me? Now, call me crazy, but I'm thinking if my real estate company values its brand as its greatest asset and it spends all of its money marketing its brand and it sells off stock around its brand, I'm going to take a wild guess and say they're turning around and training their agents to market the exact same brand too. Do you think our brand-centric competition is training their agents to brand their own businesses first? Or are they training them how to market their company's logo? You can say it louder if you need to. Company logo. So the next effective agent loyalty is now you can become an agent-branded company versus a company-branded company. Do we all agree that KW is the most intentional real estate company for teaching agents how to brand and market their own businesses? Yeah? And if there's any doubt, heads up, Gary Keller introduced this concept to our industry. All right? So here's what Gary says about this that I love. He says at KW, the agent is the brand of recognition. KW is the brand of reputation. Now think about that for a second. At KW, the agent is the brand of recognition. KW is the brand of reputation. Another way of saying that, we're the only real estate company willing to stand behind our agents versus in front of them. All of our brand-centric competition is trying to convince agents and home buyers and sellers the exact opposite, right? We're the only real estate company from day one that has systematically trained our agents to brand their own businesses first. Our marketing is a company, your signs going in sellers' yards. Yes? Who in this room is branding their own business? What's the name of your business?
The Pinckney Group.
Say it louder.
The Pinckney Group.
You have a logo?
Yes.
All right, who else has their hand up? Yeah. How about for you?
My Luxury Group.
Yes. You have a logo and all that? That's yes, ma'am. Okay. Logo, all that great stuff. Now look, these people are following our models. You know, Gary Keller wrote this book. It's called the MREA book. You get everything you want out of your real estate business if you just do what he tells you to do, right? Because these people are not here to just sell real estate, are you? Correct. You want to build a business that someday you can leverage yourself out of. So I'm going to come to you for a second. Say your name of your business again?
Vision, my name is Selena.
Yeah.
Vision Lifestyle Realty.
So here's what I want you to think about. By teaching you to brand your business first, I'm sorry, aren't we making it easier for you to leave KW and take your business to another company? You're marketing the Vision Group powered by KW. And if all of you want to do was go to one of our competitors, you would just have to change the name of the real estate company at the bottom of your marketing, and your business would not miss a beat, besides the fact of not getting any training, support, technology, and culture. But from a marketing standpoint, your business would not miss a beat, would it? Because you're not marketing KW, you're marketing your own business, yeah? God, I wonder why we're the only real estate company in our industry that is systematically making it easier for our agents to leave our company and take their business with them. I can't imagine why. It could have something to do with the fact that we know this is the best place for you to run your business at, because if we thought there was a better place, we'd be training you to market KW. We'd be spending all of our money competing with you for business. And it's not a secret why an agent who's been trained to market their company's logo their entire career as the primary brand for their real estate business are scared to leave their company. They're so tethered to that company's brand that they've been trained to market their entire career. The idea of leaving that company, going to another company, and having to reinvent their entire brand, that scares them. And you know what? That's exactly how their real estate company wants it. Scared to leave. Hashtag broker Stockholm syndrome. Yes? I mean, look, if you're marketing the Remax balloon for 20 years as the primary brand for your real estate business, and A, you want to retire. That's the last day you ever make a cent from your real estate career. You've been marketing a freaking balloon for 20 years. B, if you want to leave RE/MAX and come to KW, you're going to have to reinvent your entire brand. You're going to lose all of your marketing momentum, and that's going to scare you. That's exactly how RE/MAX wants it. They want their agents thinking that people hire them because of a balloon, because they know there's a higher evolution of a real estate company out there for their agents to do business at. Am I making sense? Now, let's go one step further on this. I'm sure there's some nice people at our competition here that care about their fellow agents and buying the teamwork, but I hope we all agree there's no incentive in their models. There's no why in their models for people to work together. They just got good people over there. Yes? Here's what I want you to think about. Not only is there no incentive in our competition for people to work together and care about each other, hello, they're all being trained to market the exact same brand. And if you don't think the person sitting next to you over there, who's being trained to market the exact same thing as you, is not your greatest competition, you're clueless. They're marketing the exact same brand as you. You actually think a seller in West Atlanta is interviewing multiple Caldwell Banker agents that are marketing Caldwell Banker, multiple RE/MAX agents that are marketing RE/MAX? Probably not. But will they interview your team, your team, your team, or your team? Yes. We're all independent contractors. We're all fighting over business. We're not being trained to fight over KW, are we? So at KW, not only is there incentive here for agents to work together and care about each other, we're all being trained to brand and market our own businesses first. At our competition, there is no incentive to work together and care about each other. And they're all being trained to fight over the same brand with each other. Oh, yeah. And their company that's spending millions of dollars a year marketing the exact same brand as their agents. You guys hear what I'm saying? All right. The next effective agent loyalty is going to be lead generation. Hand them the fish or teach them how to fish. I mean, let's get real. Does anybody even come close to the way that we train agents how to generate their own business, right? See the MREA book, the Shift book, see a culture of sharing, see our $1 billion tech platform. Do we all agree we're the most intentional real estate company for teaching agents how to generate their own business? Is it even close? God, I wonder why. I wonder why we're the leaders in this industry and teaching agents how to generate their own business. I can't imagine why. It could have something to do with the fact that we know this is the best place for you to run your businesses at, because if we thought there was a better place, we'd be spending all of our money competing with you for business. I'm going to give you guys the magic word of the day. Here's the magic word of the day. Magic word of the day is control. Remember how I said these brand-centric, traditional dependent companies, they used to control the business, they used to control access to homes. You remember that? Well, guess what? The second they lost control of that, they've been trying to control their agents ever since. And Gary Keller's just the first person to come along to say, you know what? Yeah, I'm going to give up control of my company. I'm going to give up almost half my profits. I'm going to invest in my agents versus compete with them. I'm going to teach them how to brand their own businesses versus train them to market my company. And I'm going to relinquish the control of the leads to my agents versus trying to control the business and compete with them. Look what Gary Keller's gotten back in return. It is abundance versus scarcity, plain and simple. And just know this, it pays to be the first. Oh, it pays to be the first abundantly thinking, agent-centric, interdependent real estate company. Yeah, good luck replicating 40 years of culture, 40 years of systems, models, and technology. We ain't even the real estate company you're trying to emulate anymore. Are you feeling me on this? All right. Fourth effective agent loyalty is a conversation of the moment. And that would be tech-enabled agents versus agent-enabled tech. Now, obviously, the KW agents are the tech-enabled agents. Zillow, Redfin, Homes.com is the agent-enabled tech. And here's what Gary Keller says about this. Moving forward in real estate, it's going to be a battle over who's going to be the rock star. Is it going to be the agents or is it going to be tech? He said the good news is you get to decide. Do you want to be the fiduciary agent enabled by the functionary tech? Or do you want to be the functionary agent who's enabled by the fiduciary tech? Translated, do you want to be a real estate business owner or a low-paid functionary of a Wall Street-backed tech disruptor? And your natural instincts when talking about our tech are going to be to talk about our tech what? Oh my God, we're the first on the platform. We have the most data. We've got AI. We've got command, blah, blah, blah. What you need to learn how to do is to talk about our tech from the why and from the who. Oh, you want to know why KW's got the best tech? Easiest question I've been asked all day. You see, at KW, we're led by the Steve Jobs of the real estate industry, who's driven by a big why of wanting to protect and elevate the role of the true real estate professional in an industry that's now trying to turn them into low-paid door openers. So about 8 years ago, he turned us into a technology company. He dumped about $1 billion of his own money into building a proprietary tech platform that he built in collaboration with his agents, designed to lower their tech costs and help them out Zillow. You see the difference between coming from the what versus coming from the why and the who? Yes? So I'm going to take you through a full exercise. Here's a full exercise of coming from the what versus coming from the why. Here's coming from the what. Oh my God, I just love Keller Williams. We have the best training, technology, and culture, and we're just one big happy family over here. And that's true. People don't buy what you do, they buy why you do it. Here's how I say the same thing, except I come from the why. Oh, you want to know why KW's got the best training, technology, and culture? Easy answer. You see, at KW, we value our agents as our greatest asset, not our company's logo. So instead of spending all of our money marketing our company's logo to home buyers and sellers, which, by the way, is competing with all of our agents for business, yeah, we don't want to spend any money competing with our agents for business. What we prefer to do is invest all of our money into our agents through training, education, technology support, and profit share. And what takes our training to the highest level is that everything we do as a real estate company is built around teaching agents how to build their own businesses around their own brand, where they're learning how to generate their own leads and build leverage in their business and lives. And as a result of this, we're the only real estate company willing to make $1 billion investment in a proprietary tech platform that we built in collaboration with our agents, designed to lower their tech costs and help them out Zillow. You see the difference, yeah? And guys, we're what, an hour and something into this class? Have I said anything about money yet? Oh yeah, the money's better here too. I'm sorry, can you beat making more than 100% of your commission? No. But if I led with the money, you would have thought I was trying to sell you something, yeah? People don't buy what you do, they buy why you do it. All you gotta do is make them understand why. Let the team leader talk about the what's, which we know is better here. Okay, the cap here is 18, 15 plus 3, is that correct? You guys know the cap varies from market to market, right? Mm-hmm. It's tied to economic conditions, average sales price. Manhattan's 50,000. Beverly Hills is 45,000. I would tell you the average cap in KW is about 20. So here's a question for this highly participatory room today. How in the world can we take out, on average, a maximum of 20K per agent on average, yet have very little debt and give back $2 billion in profit share? How can we do this when we're capping our agents' commissions roughly at about 20K on average? How can we do it? Okay, that's what I was expecting. So I'm going to give you the answer. Okay? Do we spend any money marketing our company? So one side of this is operating model. We don't spend any money marketing our company. I can tell you a quick story. I got an email about 10 years ago from a guy named Joe Williams, and that would be Joe Williams of Keller Williams, and I'm not dropping names. I'm just telling you what happened. He said, here, Aaron, I've been watching you. I want to give you some insight to help you do what you do better. Here's what Joe Williams said 10 years ago that I thought was brilliant. He said the secret to KW's success up until that moment was simply the market center model. Here's what I want you to consider. Our brand-centric competition, they're built around the way the industry used to work when they controlled the business, right? We're built around the way the industry works today. Agents drive the business, right? They're brand-centric. We're consumer-centric, agent-driven. They spend millions of dollars a year marketing their brands. We spend no money marketing our brand. They have thousands and thousands of real estate offices. By the way, RE/MAX has 6,500 offices worldwide. Has anybody ever heard of a company called Anywhere, formerly Realgy? Because if you haven't, you're going to love this. Seriously. Anywhere is a company that owns Caldwell Banker, Century 21, ERA, Sotheby's, Better Homes and Garden, Corcoran Group, same cereal, different boxes, okay? They got one of their brand offices, if not multiple brand offices in every town across North America. But think about it. Back when you controlled the business, right, it made sense to have an office on every block. The more offices you got, the more brand exposure you got, the more control of the business you have, right? There's only one problem. Well, it costs a lot of money to run thousands of real estate offices and support a multi-million-dollar national brand advertising campaign, especially when you're losing 5 to 10% of your agents a year. Maybe that's why you went public and have all that financial debt. Okay, KW's only got 830 market centers in North America. Merrill, do we need to have an office on every block?
Do we need to?
Do we need to? No. Now, it feels like that in Atlanta, But the fact is, they're all very profitable, okay? But the bottom line is in most cities, right, we do not have 25 offices in the metro area, okay?
No.
We need a centralized office for agents to come together, share ideas, then they go out in the market and stick their signs in sellers' yards. Does that make sense? So one of the reasons that we have so little debt and we're very profitable when we're capping our agents' commissions, we have low operating expenses. You know what the other reason is? We're the best place for agents to run their businesses at. And when you got low operating expenses and you're the best place for agents to run their businesses at, you just keep adding more and more agents to become more and more profitable. What's our agent count in this office? I'm just curious.
181.
Which, by the way, is unbelievable that you guys are at 181 already. Okay, in such a short period of time. But here's the deal, guys. Isn't it cost this office about the same amount of money to operate with 200 agents as it will with 400 agents? I mean, you're literally at the point where almost everybody you attract to this office and retain, pure profit. Okay, so 2 reasons why we're so profitable and we have little debt. We have low operating expenses, and we're the best place for agents to run their businesses at. Yes? Does that make sense? Average agent count for a KW office 15 years ago was 110. Today, it's well over 230. Coincidentally, profit share has exploded. Now, here's where I'm going with this. There's a new model in town. Virtual model, and man, it's going to do to real estate what Amazon has done to retail. Now, we've heard this one. And look, EXP hasn't gotten as much traction here as it's gotten in other markets, but these virtual revenue sharing companies, they're not going anywhere. Trust me, okay? Now, here's the deal. We all agree that Amazon is shaking up retail, but I hope you all agree that 80% of all retail is still done face-to-face. And I have no doubt that these virtual real estate companies with virtually no operating expenses, they're going to take a chunk out of these brand-centric, brick-and-mortar, high marketing dollar real estate companies. Look, we all agree buyers and sellers ain't walking into offices anymore to find their agents. Do we agree with that? Certainly not in this building, okay? So here's where I'm going. I believe, Merrill, there's 3 things that are going to protect KW from the virtual movement, and here it is. Number 1, we got low operating expenses, and they're only going to get lower. Okay, we're going to reinvent the space model for our market centers, and Gary says it all the time. We got to keep transforming into a digitally based, physically enhanced company for the next shift or the next pandemic, God forbid. Second reason we're protected from the virtual movement. Merrill, do we run this office to attract home buyers and sellers?
No.
No, we run our office for our customers, which are our agents,
Right.
to deliver our interdependent value proposition. That's 2. 3, you heard me talking about the importance of purpose and community in the digital age. Well, there's a new class about to be launched by MAPS. It's called How to Build a $1 Million Market Center. You know, the 2 foundational principles of a $1 million market center are going to be purpose and community. And Merrill, if you can keep building a market center that delivers on purpose and community, that's a physical destination that compels your agents to come in physically. Because there's always top agents willing to help. There's always an overflowing training calendar. There's a sense of purpose and community here. Please tell me how an agent that values that would ever choose a virtual real estate company over us. They want to have the price conversation. Don't get sucked into their conversation. Make them have the purpose and community conversation. Yes? Now, we've got all the big dependents here in West Atlanta. Who's our big dependent competition? Caldwell Banker, Century 21, Harry Norman, Sotheby's. Okay, here's the deal. At these traditional companies, typically the highest commission split you can work your way up to over there, it's about an 80-20 split. Till you tell them you want to leave. And that's when they pull the old 90-10 out of the back pocket. It's like trying to cancel your cable bill. You only get the deal when you want to cancel. Now, when I was at Caldwell Banker, the top agents in my office were on a 90-10 split. So if you're $1 million agent at Caldwell Banker on a 90-10 split, you're paying them out at least 6 figures a year because they don't cap their royalties. Here's my question for you. Who do you think they give preferential treatment to over there? The agents that pay them 6 figures a year, or that new struggling or emerging agent that's paying them 20, 30K? Who do you think gets the preferential treatment? The top agents do, as they should. And no joke, I'm not lying when I say this. At Caldwell Banker, there were neighborhoods I could not market in because top agents own them. And I would do exactly the same thing. If I'm running a Caldwell Banker office and I know my top agent go across the street to KW, do more business and net more money, oh man, I'm going to butter them up too. And Amisha will tell you this. One of the biggest challenges we face right now is trying to offset these sweetheart deals that these traditional companies are offering their top agents are these blank checks that some of these companies were writing that they can't afford to do anymore. Now, here's a great thing about a blank check or a sweetheart deal. Those are just two forms of broker Stockholm syndrome. Oh, here's a 90-10 split. Hey, here's some money. You got to pay us back in 3 years, knowing that if you were at KW, you would have done more business and net more money, right? Who wants the number one slam dunk comment you can make to a brand new struggling or emerging agent? Who are my new agents? I'm just curious. Been in the business for less than 6 months. What's your name, dear? Alisa? Imagine somebody said this to you. Hey, Alisa, if you join KW, if you join this office, the second you walk through that front door, you're valued exactly the same in the eyes of this office as the number one individual agent. You're both only worth $15,000 max. So Alicia, at KW, everyone's equal or everyone's valued the same. I don't know about you. That's a big deal in my book. Does that make you feel good knowing that Meryl is worth the same amount of money as you? Right? We're all equal, right? Now, is she worth the same amount of money as Ben Kinney or Tim Heil? No, but I'm talking scripts today. A capper is a capper is a capper. Yes?
Yeah.
All right. Now, I taught this class in Florida. Top agent got up. He said, Aaron, at my former company, I was the number one agent, and I did get preferential treatment, and everybody in my office resented me. And it was a relief to come to a real estate company where I was treated the same. I thought that was a really interesting way to look at that. Some top agents don't want to be in an office where people resent them. I'll tell you what, I resented that agent over at Caldwell Banker that owned that neighborhood I grew up in that I couldn't market in. All right, who wants my 20-second elevator script? I've never said it in an elevator. And I will say it multiple times from the top if you want to write it down or record it at the end. But here we go. Hey, imagine a real estate company. Imagine a real estate company, and all I need is John Lennon on the piano here to take it home, all right? Hey, imagine a real estate company where there is a true incentive for agents to work together and care about each other. Hey, imagine a real estate company where there's a true incentive for agents to work together and care about each other. Where all the agents are being trained. Where all the agents are being trained to brand their own businesses first. So imagine a real estate company where there's a true incentive for agents to work together and care about each other, where all the agents are being trained to brand their own businesses first, versus all being trained to directly compete with each other and their company for the same brand. I'll say that again. Imagine a real estate company where there's a true incentive for agents to work together and care about each other, where all the agents are being trained to brand their own businesses first, versus all being trained to directly compete with each other and their company for the same brand, and where every agent is valued the same. Nobody's worth more than their cap. Let's do it one more time from the top with some hot sauce. Here we go. Hey, can you imagine just for a moment a real estate company where there's a true incentive for agents to work together and care about each other? Oh, by the way, in this industry, Meryl, we've always been in that's been kind of independent and dog eat dog, where all the agents are being trained to brand their own businesses first, versus all being trained to directly compete with each other and their company for the same brand or business, and where every agent is valued the same. I mean, can you imagine a company like that? Oh, God, I almost forgot too. Yeah, the money's better here too. But I save the money till the end because people don't buy what you do, they buy why you do. But here's the truth. By the time I've gotten to this point, they want to find out more about KW. And when I serve this recruit up on a silver platter to Amisha that can show them how they can earn more than 100% of their commission and build a retirement plan, that's what you call a Kaufman slam dunk, hashtag Jewish Jordan, all right? But here's the deal. Anyhow, if I had led with the money, you would have thought I was trying to sell you something. Oh my God, you got to come to KW. You can earn more than 100% of your commission. You can build a retirement plan. That sounds like Aaron's trying to sell me something. Also sounds like every conversation I've ever had with an EXP agent, okay? In the absence of value, price is their only conversation. I ain't having the price conversation. I'm having the why, how, purpose, and community conversation. Yes? Last arrow. Last effective agent loyalty is going to be quality control. I'm going to quote my former OP, Sean Rawls, who said it best. We work in an industry where idiots and experts get paid exactly the same amount. Amen. They don't earn the same amount, but they get paid the same amount. You guys agree the standards to be a real estate agent in Georgia are way too low? I mean, look around the room. You deserve that. I'm joking. It's a sensitive crowd today. You understand that was a joke, okay? I'm just trying to keep you engaged here. Hey, I'm surprised it's such a sensitive office today. By the way, I say it everywhere, okay? It's a joke, okay? Now, shouldn't it mean something to you? Because it should. That you're not just a part of a real estate company. No. Oh, no, you're a part of the #1 real estate company in Atlanta, in North America, in every category. That's the best place for agents to run their business at. It's very profitable. We got something you might be familiar with. It's called leverage. Yeah? You familiar with that concept of leverage? Because when you got leverage in an industry with such low standards to get into, you know what that means? You have to hire everybody who walks through the front door with a real estate license, like our brand-centric competition does. And if you think they're turning people away when they're losing 5 or 10% of their agents a year, and they don't invest in their agents and they train them to market their company's logo, if you think they're turning people away, you're crazy. Here's the other side of the quality control coin. Just because you're a top agent in another company doesn't mean you operate with a high level of integrity, does it? No. So if you're a top agent in another company and you want to come to KW, you want to join this office, Merrill, but you got a bad reputation or you're known to be unethical, I have a feeling this office is not going to attract that agent to this office. Jeopardize your reputation and your culture for $15,000 max. We don't care how much business you do. You think our competition is going to turn away an agent that pays them 6 figures a year? Probably not. Here's where I'm going with that. Who cares, and I mean seriously, who cares how much money your company spends telling everybody how great your agents are if you don't have any real standards on who you allow to market your brand? What is in the value of a real estate company's brand reputation? How much money you spend telling everybody how great your agents are? Or the quality of agents that have the privilege of utilizing your brand? Merrill, now that we're the #1 company in every category, I'm going to say our brand reputation is better than our competition's. And we don't need to spend money trying to make that mean something. All we got to do is attract agents that value what we value, keep you and your customers. So when you build a real estate company, agents will never want or need to leave. Now you're willing to invest in them versus compete with them. Now you're willing to teach them how to brand their own businesses versus train them to market your company. Now you're willing to relinquish the control of the leads to your agents versus trying to control the business and compete with them. Now you're willing to make $1 billion investment in a proprietary tech platform that you build in collaboration with your agents designed to lower their tech costs and help them out Zillow. And as a result of being the best real estate company for agents to do business at and having low operating expenses, you can cap your commissions, resulting in every agent being valued the same and having quality control in an industry with low standards. And before I forget, every real estate company has agent loyalty. The only question is that loyalty rooted in fear or abundance? #broker Stockholm syndrome. Because Merrill, you can create loyalty through fear too, right? Mm-hmm. By not teaching your agents how to generate their own business, by trying to make them think it's the company's logo that's driving their business, by holding their business hostage when they want to leave. That's one way to create loyalty. You know another way? Give them everything they want and need. What kind of company you want to be in business with? I'm right on time. Here we go. Robert Kiyosaki says there's 4 ways you can earn money in this world. 4 ways you can earn money. You can earn money as an employee, self-employed, business owner, investor. Those are the 4 ways you can earn money. Employee, self-employed, business owner, investor. Okay. Everybody on the left side of this graph is 95% of the world. Everybody on the right side of this graph is 5% of the world. This 95% only earns 5% of the wealth. This 5% earns 95% of the wealth. Now think about this from a leverage standpoint. Here's your employee. They have a job. They are the leverage. Self-employed person has created a job. They still don't have any leverage. Business owner is leveraging systems and people. Investor is leveraging money. Are you with me on this? Yes? Now think about it this way. Here's your employee / dependent agent / dependent company. Here's your self-employed person / independent agent / independent company. Right side of this graph is Keller Williams' interdependent value proposition. Now, here's the key to the moment. If somebody wants to come to KW and hang out in this E quadrant, there's nothing wrong with that. And there are people in our E quadrant at KW living their best lives. And by the way, they can always participate in our I quadrant, which is not limited to profit share. There's multiple ways to make passive income at KW. But here's the key. If someday they want to grow into being an independent agent, we're going to be the best real estate company for them to do it. Because we're offering the best training, coaching, systems, models, and tech for them to grow into being an independent agent. Once we get them here, we're going to try to show them the benefit of buying into our interdependent value proposition. Because remember, Gary Keller said, interdependence is only a decision independent agents can make. Once we get them over here, we teach them how to think like a business owner, how to brand and market their own business, how to lead generate at a high level, how to attract talent, how to leverage systems so they can build an exit strategy and a life by design. So if you want to make a point to somebody really fast, just ask them, what side of this industry you want to be on? The 95% that earns 5% of the wealth, or the 5% that earns 95% of the wealth? And my last shout out for these virtual rev share companies is this. This is them. They're teaching independent agents how to leverage revenue share and stock options. Moving forward, this will be KW. We will be the preferred real estate company for the dependent, the independent, and the interdependent agents to build wealth and quality of life at. And of course, we're the only real estate company fighting for the future of your profession. Yes? All right, now let me teach you profit share. I hope that's an aha 2-hour profit share class. We ain't talked about profit share yet. Because guess what? Profit share is a what? Doesn't drive the behavior. And look, nobody in leadership in this room wants you busting this equation out on a cocktail napkin to a recruit, okay? But I'm thinking if you knew how it worked, it might inspire you, it might empower you. I want you to pay attention because when I teach profit share, it ain't about the money. It's about the conversation I get to have while I teach it. Here we go. At KW, excuse me, you have a potential profit share tree. This potential profit share tree goes 7 levels deep. Okay, now this is only going to be in North America. Outside of North America, it's called gross share. It's 7 levels deep. It's calculated differently. By the way, we're in 55 countries. So this is not limited to just North America. But profit share is in North America. Gross share is outside of North America. So here's the deal. If you sponsor an agent to any office we have in North America, they're on your first level. And that percentage is 50%. If that person sponsors someone to a market center in North America, they're on your second level. That's 10%. And then it's going to go 5%, 5%, 7.5%. 10% and 12.5%. So going down, that's 50, 10, 5, 5, 7.5, 10, 12.5%. All 7 levels add up to 100%. Now, there are a couple myths around our profit sharing model, right? The most ridiculous one is we're some sort of pyramid scheme. And after I'm done laughing, I try to remind that person that pyramid schemes are illegal. We're the #1 freaking real estate company on this planet. I'm going to take a wild guess and say we're not an illegal company. Less than 30% of our people participate in it. If it was some sort of pyramid scheme, I have a feeling we would all be participating in it. And I hope I've been able to establish today just a little bit. If you never earn a cent in profit share, we're still the best real estate company to be at, right? It's the effect, as in the KW effect of being treated like a stakeholder, right? Now, the other ridiculous myth is we're some sort of multi-level marketing company. Besides the fact that I don't have a bunch of agents stacked up in my garage that I need to sell, the other big difference is the people that start MLMs, they make all the money. Because there's no limit to how many levels people make money off of. So you got to get in early to make money. KW want to make it just as fair for somebody starting today as it was for our founding agents. They've captured potential profit share at 7 levels. The ability for it to repeat itself makes it just as fair for you as it was for our founding agents. All right, now let me take you through an example. In this example, you have sponsored me to KW. Congratulations, all right? And for the sake of this conversation, I'm going to say that I do $30,000 in gross commission income in a month. I do about $1 million in sales in a month. Now, you understand that if I've already capped, I'm keeping 100% of this money. I will not be contributing any money to the profitability of my market center until my year starts over again and my cap resets. So in this example, I have not capped. Does that make sense what I'm saying? So doesn't that mean everybody's valued the same in the eyes of profit share too, right? First year capper pays out exactly the same amount of company dollar as a $20 million agent. Now I'm hoping the vibe you've been getting from my session today is that this wasn't a profit share class. This was a stakeholder meeting. And if you're starting to think like a true KW stakeholder, here's how you need to start thinking. The success of this market center that you're a stakeholder in, it's not just rooted in being in business with the top producing agents in West Atlanta. No. Actually, the success of this market center you're a stakeholder in is rooted in being in business with the most producing agents in West Atlanta. It's agent count. It's agent production. I'm going to tell you this right now. If all you did after this class was help turn your non-cappers into half-cappers and your half-cappers into cappers, all of your profit share checks would absolutely explode. Yeah? You guys get what I'm saying, right? Who's a capper in this room? I'm just curious. Here's the deal. I love you. I love your hair too, by the way. But here's the truth. As a stakeholder, yeah, you're not worth anything to me anymore until your anniversary year starts. What I want is as a stakeholder is more of your agents in production, yes?
Right.
Our culture starts with profit share, yes? Am I getting through to you here? There's a reason you want to help somebody who's not in your downline, who's a new agent. Because if you can turn them into a capper, now they're a raving fan for this company you're a stakeholder in, yes? Now, I'm going to use a 70-30 split as an example. We know at KW, a 70-30 split ain't a 70-30 split. Oh, no, it's a 64-36 split with an $18,000 cap, yeah?
We know that.
Oh, the mystery 6%. Okay, well, anyways, I have not capped. I'm keeping 64% of this money. I'm giving 6% to KWRI. That's my 3,000 royalty cap. And I will be contributing 30% to my office. So in this example, I've contributed $9,000 in company dollar to my market center. You with me? Now, let's say that my market center this month, and I'm going to use Atlanta numbers, Peachtree Road. I came out of Peachtree Road, okay? Top 10 market center in KW. Let's say that my market center this month brings in $180,000 in company dollar from all the agents that were not capped that month, that did deals. And we're going to say the expenses of my office this month were $100,000. So my market center this month has an $80,000 profit. Now, are we worried somebody's cooking the books here or manipulating the numbers? Why do we know that? It's open book, right? And who makes decisions on where this is being spent? The ALC and the leadership of the office. These are bigger conversations in this equation. We're open book. We make decisions. And just to make sure you're following me today, if that number's 0, this equation's over. Yes? Our culture starts with profit share. You get that, right? Okay. Now hold on tight here. It gets a little crazy. I just want you to understand this conceptually. There's a 3-tiered payout when a KW office is profitable. Here's the payout. From 0 to X dollars in profit in a month, it's only 25% to the agents, 75% to the owners. From X to Y in profit in a month, it's only 35% to the agents, 65% to the owners. Everything over Y in profit in a month, 50-50. What you need to hear from what I just said is the more profitable this market center is, the greater percentage of the profits go back to the agents. Yes, our culture starts with profit share. Now, we did a vote at the last mega camp, changed the payout levels. Don't worry about it. It's been adjusted for inflation. I'm 100% behind it. But here's basically the deal. Everything over $30,000 in a month, 50-50. They've not changed that number in 40 years. It used to be everything over $11,240. Now it's everything over $30,000. I'll tell you, Merrill, at $1 million in total profit, the difference is minimal. So on $1 million market center, I'm going to say 55% to the owners, 45% to the agents. You do the math in this equation. 44,000 in profits to the owners, 36,000 in profits to the agents. Now, what's so terrible about a real estate company where my owners over here, they have all the capital investment. They have all of the risk. They have all of the responsibility. They're giving back to the agents almost the same amount of profits. They have no capital investment risk or responsibility. And think about it. What better way to grow a real estate company than to not only reward your agents for growing it, now they're vested financially in the profitability of your market center. I mean, my guess is they'll buy into culture more and they're less likely to leave. And like my good friend Dave Jenks, God bless him, once said, if this market center is in the negative, Merrill, your ownership group's writing a check this month.
Oh.
Right? Agents never pay into profit share, do they? No, but I'm just saying, Merrill, like they understand that they have no risk. They have no capital investment. You have all of the risk, right?
And see, at the other traditional
Yes.
companies,
Yes.
that profit goes to
The owners.
people you never see.
Yeah. I mean, they'll take you out on their yacht.
Right.
I just rather have my own. You know what I'm saying? Now, here's the deal. Every month, every office will calculate what's called their profit share factor, just to understand this conceptually. They take the amount of money this month going back to the agents, in this example is $36,000. They divide it by company dollar this month, which is 180. You do the math in this equation. My market center this month has a 20% profit share factor. Just trust me, that's how it works. Here's how you earn money. You sponsor me this office. I contributed $9,000. $9,000 times a 20% profit share factor, $1,800 in agent profit share. That's how much money I have generated off of my production in agent profit share. And guess what? Since you sponsored me, I'm on your first level.
Yes, sir.
You just made 50% of that money. You just made $900 for doing nothing except for attracting me to the best place to be an agent. I want to put this number in perspective. You earn $900 in profit share in a month. That's the monthly passive income equivalent as if you had invested $270,000 annually at 4%. So if you had no capital investment or risk. And by the way, in my office, which is a top 10 market center, some months that profit share factor has a 4 in front of it. Imagine that's 40%. That would have been 3,600. You would have made 1,800. Our culture starts with profit share, yeah? Now back to this example, the person that sponsored you, I'm on their second level. They make 10%, they make 180 and so forth and so on. Now look, I deliberately drew this to show you your potential tree going down. Truth is profit share money flows up. So in this example, you sponsored me to KW. I've generated $1,800 in agent profit share. As my sponsor, you make 50%. Your sponsor makes 10%. Your sponsor makes 5%. I don't make one dime in profit share of my own production. And heads up, I am not paying you profit share. The owners of my market center are. And there's a very important point I need to make. Some of you are not going to like it, but I'm going to enjoy telling you. At KW, sponsorship and mentorship have nothing to do with each other. Profit share is a reward for growing KW, period, end of story. Now, do not mistake what I just said as you don't want to make a difference in your recruits' lives. Of course you do. You are vested in their success, but know this. Your sponsors owe you nothing. They owe you nothing. And I'm sorry if they don't hug you every time they see you or send you a thank you card every time they earn profit share off of you. Get over it. All right? Seriously, I'd be more worried about the money flowing to you than the money that you're generating is going. And look, when people in this company try to tether sponsorship and mentorship together, you're treating us like a revenue sharing company and you're diluting our model. We're all vested in everybody's success, not just the people in our downlines. Yes? Now, if you joined KW before April 1st of 2020, vesting was 3 years and 1 day. You could have left KW, go to one of retired, still sponsor people, collect profit share, but we just passed a new rule. And that new rule says if you have gone or you go to a competing broker, you will lose 95% of your profit share. Just voted on. If you join KW on April 1st, 2020 or after, vesting 7 years and 1 day, if you leave KW and go to one of our competitors, you will lose 100% of your profit share. You guys ready for the big finish? Are you ready for the big finish? Give me something here. All right, here we go. Imagine somebody you trusted and respected. They came to you and they said, hey, I got a super hot stock tip for you. And you are right now one of about 185,000 people that have the option to buy this stock. This company is now the #1 company in their industry. They did it in only 35 years without spending any money marketing themselves. They have very little debt. They're going to give back over $1 billion to their shareholders in the next 6 to 7 years. And they're about to go through one of the biggest growth spurts in the history of their company. And it's still the best kept secret in their industry. And you know what the best thing about this stock is? It's absolutely free. And I'm the guy that's here today to tell you, if you do not start thinking about building wealth through KW profit share, like buying stock in this company, you're about to miss out on one of the biggest wealth building opportunities of your lifetime. I believe this moment that we're in, Merrill, we're standing on the brink of what is going to be the golden age of KW profit share. And I said it before and I'll say it again. Whether you do anything or not is absolutely irrelevant. We will continue to steamroll through West Atlanta and across this planet with or without you. The only question is, do you want your hashtag unfair share? Because if you don't want it, yeah, me and Merrill will be more than happy to take it. Quick recap of what I would do if I was you. A couple of quick action steps. You got to listen to Gary Keller's podcast called Think Like a CEO. It's everything in a bag of chips. He's my who, he's my why. I will run through a brick wall for Gary Keller. I also run a very powerful mastermind group on Facebook. It's got about 45,000 of the most purposeful KW stakeholders in that group. Who's in that group?
I'm in that.
All right. Get on the Facebook, type in the search bar, Profit Share Mastermind KW. It's a KW only group. Okay. I also partner with Jason Abrams and some other big leaders around KW to build the first profit share playbook. Jump on the KW Connect, search for the playbook, download it. It's a great foundational piece to build your profit share off of. I've also partnered with the McKissicks, who, by the way, have earned over $16 million in lifetime profit share. They've only sponsored 33 people to KW. But I've partnered with them on some agent recruiting websites. If you want any information on agent recruiting websites, text the word website to my number. And by the way, I built my entire downline off the internet with brand new agents. My downline's in 300 markets at KW. And the best thing about it is they all initiated the conversation with me. And look, when you're representing the #1 real estate company on this planet, it ain't that hard to write a banging job ad for KW and get people to apply to it. So I'm just saying, don't limit your profit share building to your personal relationships, and don't limit it to your geographic market. I know people that run job ads in Dubai and set up appointments with KW Dubai. All right, we got another speaker coming in now, right, I believe?
Yes.
That's it. I'm done. Get in the mastermind group. Reach out
Thank you,
anytime.
Aaron.
And also, look, I'm a cheap date. Okay, I live in Decatur. You want to take me out to lunch? I'll tell you everything I know. All you gotta do is feed me. All right. Or reach out to me anytime. I'd love to help anybody in here who wants to get serious about it. All right. I can't wait to see what happens next week. Because guys, you understand, this is an important market center, right? In this moment, in a moment that we are a DEI company, right? This is an example of equity in KW, and we want to show. I mean, you are already on the culture in this office is already off the charts because of the community you guys are building. Imagine what's going to happen if you guys get purposeful, right, about growing this office, right? I'm just saying, this office is special. It's the same feeling I have when I go to a market center after a natural disaster. People feel you don't appreciate culture until you need it, or until you build a market center like this. You know what I'm saying? What did you want us to? Just text the word website to that number. Yeah, I'll send you some information on it. But guys, keep doing what you're doing. Show the rest of this country what the power of following the model and building a community where at a market center people never want to leave. All right. Thanks for having me.
Did y'all enjoy that? Woo!
Yes.
Was he not amazing?
Thank you so much.
And showing y'all how to make an extra stream of income.
Well, the truth is, I'm vested in their success. So if I can help them grow their downline, guess who makes more money?
I remember sitting in the class with you in 2014 when I first started. I did not